Hello, everyone. Hello, Empowerment Youth Club. It's a wonderful privilege to be here. Thank you so much for your introduction, and thank you so much for having me here tonight to share with you a bit of my wisdom. If you're here, let me hear you say vibes check. If you're here, turn off the mics and turn on your mics and let me hear you say vibes check. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's good. So I know you guys are here. What I want to do tonight is really speak to you on this topic of relationship. And I know most of us, we might be in a relationship and we think, we have it going luck and everything is wonderful. But there's always so much to learn as it relates to relationship. I know many people love to talk about it, so we're gonna get into it tonight. And I'm gonna bring up my PowerPoint just to share some brief points as we navigate through this for the next 30 minutes. So, if I'm permitted, I'm just gonna be sharing, bringing up my PowerPoint. Let me see. Yes. I don't want to bore you guys with PowerPoint presentation, so we're gonna talk through this tonight. Um, and the first thing I wanna bring to light is talk a bit about relationship in the context of a relating ship. I want you to think about a ship tonight. Have you guys ever been on a cruise, or do you guys desire to be on a cruise? Well, consider a relationship or the dating process like you being on a ship. Most times when you start, finding someone that you're like in this cruise experience where, boy, it feels like butterflies in your stomach, and it's wonderful, and it feels like he or she is the one, and you're just in that world. But oftentimes the takeoff is wonderful, but in the process of going on that ship, you're gonna have some horrible moments. The waves are gonna come. The sea sickness is gonna come. There's so much things to imagine when you're out on that ship. I went on a cruise ship in 2019, 2018, just before the pandemic, and it was one of the best experiences I had. But I also experienced some sickness on the ship, and also had mornings when I felt really really sick because of the force on the ship. And I think of relationship like that. You start out with the best intention to have a wonderful experience, but you're going to have days that are challenging. You're going to have days that are difficult. And I think I'm dealing with young people from the age range of around 16 up into the 20s. And all of us at this stage, we're trying to really understand who we are, understand how to navigate through life. And the most important thing to know when you're entering any relationship is how to relate, not just relating with your spouse, or with your partner, with someone that you find as a significant others, but knowing how to relate with yourself. If you don't know how to relate, you're going to be on that ship and you will always go into a shipwreck like the Titanic. You feel like, wow, this is the perfect love story, but then you're going to experience shipwrecks. So it's imperative that we understand that relating is one of the key components, or the key ingredients that we need to master when we're developing relationships. Now, how do you facilitate this process of relating? It is imperative that we do what I call introspection, understanding who you are within you. Because oftentimes people enter relationship trying to find out themselves in the relationship, trying to discover themselves in a partner, in a boyfriend, in a girlfriend. And that's not sustainable, because if you don't know you and know how to relate to yourself, then you will find yourself in a predicament. So it is important that we recognize that on the Titanic ship, Jack could have saved himself too. But Jack was so focused on saving this girl that he died in the process. And while we see this as a wonderful process, then many of us, we become so emotionally overwhelmed that we don't think about ourselves when we're in a relationship. So we become selfless, and that can be very dangerous. As a psychological therapist, I support people every single day, And one of the hardest thing that I have to support people through is what is called heartbreak. Heartbreak is difficult. It is challenging when you've invested so much in someone that you think you'd have spent the rest of your life with, and you plan your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations, and we're going to be this in 5 years, we're going to get married, we're going to have children, and you imagine everything. But the reality is that life will change on you and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's important that you know who you are first and know how to relate to yourself as you start to think about relationship. I think some of us might be in a relationship, some of us might be considering starting a relationship, and some of us might be going through breakup tonight. We might be at different stage, right? But whatever stage you're at tonight, we're gonna think our way through this thing called relationships and understanding how to navigate through it. Now we're looking at the abbreviation relationship, and the next thing is E, emotional awareness and being attuned. A lot of people who goes into relationship are not emotionally mature for relationship. You can be 20, 30, but still not understanding what it means to be emotionally available, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent. We are socialized to think that having a relationship is all about the physical intimacy. But if you don't know how to be emotionally present, if you don't know how to be attuned with your own emotions, it's going to be very difficult for you to support someone emotionally, because you will find yourself in a place in which you are detached from the relationship because you don't understand your own emotions. Now, I personally grew up in Jamaica, and as a young man in Jamaica, I never understand my emotions. All I would say, boy, I feel bad, I feel weird. Yo, me just don't feel good. Yo, I don't know what to mean. But oftentimes we don't understand our real emotion. Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling frustrated? How am I feeling about this relationship? How is this relationship causing me to feel? Is it causing me to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, annoyed? Is she putting too much pressure on me? Is he putting too much pressure on me? You gotta learn how to understand your emotions first. So when you go into relationships, you're not just going into something that you're suffering from some emotional defects that you can't really put your hands on and say, what am I experiencing? Very recently, just yesterday, I was speaking to a young lady who is going through emotional abuse in a relationship. And in this relationship, she is pouring so much into this guy, and the guy is not giving her anything in return. In essence, she is pouring a full cup, and this guy is giving her half cup. And this has led to her experiencing emotional abuse, because the guy is doing a lot of what we call gaslighting. And this is a concept for you to take down tonight. Gaslighting is when someone causes you to feel as if your feeling is not right. You are the problem. Everything is being projected on you. You can be in this relationship and saying, I love him so much. He's so nice. He's tall, cute, and dark and handsome. But if he's gaslighting you, if he's causing you to feel emotionally like you are not worthy, like you are not good enough, causing you to always saying you're the problem, if you're always trying to fix yourself to fit into his or her world, it simply means that something is wrong with this relationship. You're in a toxic relationship emotionally. He or she might not be abusing you physically, but if emotionally they're always projecting things on you to cause you to feel insecure, cause you to feel a certain way, well, something is definitely wrong in that relationship. But if you are not emotionally attuned to yourself and know who you are and know how you should be made to feel, then people will cause you to feel a certain way, and you're living with certain emotions that are toxic. And I want to leave with you four important things. Our thoughts, feelings, behavior, and emotion all connects together. Now, what you think about when you're in a relationship will impact how you feel, the behaviors that you have, and how you interact or your body respond to you daily. Now, a lot of people, when they're in relationship that they're so invested in, you're only thinking about the emotional love, but you've not gotten to the place of understanding the commitment of love. And that's what I want to talk with you tonight about. The emotions of love will come and go, but true love stems from a place of commitment. If that person is not committed to be invested in you, to be committed to treat you like you're supposed to be treated, that's not true love. Love is more than just a feeling. Love is the commitment that keeps it alive. And so it is important to understand, to learn how to love. Many of us, we think that love is about the sexual attraction. Boy, this girl have the Kardashian body. She have the Cardi B look. Or that guy, he has the six pack. And I just love the physique. Oh my God, he's so cute. Yeah, that's good. But you got to understand that what makes true love is not the physical intimacy alone. It is what's going to sustain this relationship in the long run. Can I see myself with this person, not just with the physicality, but the emotional vulnerability? Does this person shows you emotionally how they care about you from an emotional standpoint when you're down, when things are not going how you want it to go, when the relationship is in a difficult situation? Do they shout at you? Do they cause you to feel inadequate? You got to think about these things too when you're entering into a relationship. So learning how to love, you're going to first learn how to love yourself. Because if you don't have an understanding of the love that you deserve as a person, then you'll be looking for love in someone that doesn't know how to give you what you want, because you first have not learned the heart of loving yourself. So for me, I love my wife so much, but to understand how I love my wife, I first got to know how to love me. Because if I can't love me, I will not find the love that I really need in my wife, because I'm always going to be picking out her flaws. And a lot of people do what we call displacing. You are displacing your insecurities on someone else in a relationship. Now understand that if you don't know how to love yourself, you're always going to be finding flaws, finding insecurities in people, because you're insecure about yourself. If you're always projecting, oh, this is not good enough about her, she has all these issues, most times it's not the person that has the issue, it's us that has our own insecurities that we are displacing. But you haven't discovered who you are, you haven't really spent time to love you, you're going to be trying to find love in physical attraction, in vanity, in vain things, and all of those things in the end will not last. When I met my wife, she was very slim, very petite, and after a while we had kids and she gained weight. What if you're only looking through love through the lens of the look, through the lens of how they sexy and curvy and divalicious they are? I just made that word, guys. You're only going to see love through that lens. So it's imperative that you learn to love, as I said earlier, through a commitment to love this person. That, guess what? This person possesses the qualities and the attributes that I would want in someone that I love to spend the rest of my life with. And then love comes through a daily decision to love. So a lot of young people will say, well, I certainly remember when I was 16 or 17, most of the girls that I like was just through just the natural lens of seeing them. But the older I get, I recognize that love is not just something that you're only going to feel. Love is a daily decision that you make. And as a married man, I recognize now that I get up daily and I choose to love my wife. I make the decision to love my wife. Because what? We're going to go through challenges. We're going to experience difficulty. We're going to have challenging times. But my decision keeps hope of that love alive. And as you mature to become, adults, and if you're older into your 20s, I want you to understand that the decision to love is more important than just the feeling that you're going to have in your body. Because the feeling that you have is really just something that is a desire that goes after a while. Many of us, we look at the sexual attraction. That's good too. But guess what? After a moment of sex, can you still see this person as the one you want to spend the rest of your life with? Will this person still bring value to your world? And those are some of the key things to think about when you're thinking about love. It's not just about my feeling. If after I've had sex with this person, after I've enjoyed good moments with this person, is this person still the one that rocked my boat, even though I'm on that ship? and the winds are coming and the waves are difficult and everything seems horrible, can I still be with this person? So one has to become attuned with who you are if you're really going to understand how to make the relationship work. And